are we getting on, people? Luke here from LAGFX. We're back today with another Sunday Sessions video. If you are new to this series, it is basically where I go over a few pairs that I feel hold good potential to place profitable positions over the coming week. And I give you zones and areas that you guys can work with and apply to your own charts and hopefully profit with the LAGFX team. In doing so, I will be showing you exactly how I analyze the markets, how I perform a top-down analysis, and how I go about executing the positions that I want to. If you guys have any questions or queries regarding my analysis today, please leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight into today's Sunday Sessions video. So you'll see on screen, the first pair that I'm going to go over for you guys today is the Great British Pound to the Japanese Yen. We have recently taken advantage of a buy position within this market. I highlighted this zone as a potential area to look to buy from in last week's Sunday Sessions video and the week before. So if you haven't watched those videos, go check them out for yourself. You'll see that I highlighted this zone as a potential buy zone, a demand zone, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to see price tap, penetrate, and reject to the upside. That's exactly what we've seen. We've now seen that demand is starting to run out and that price is trading us lower. So you'll see here, we just highlight this as a supply zone. You can see how price has come to sweep this perfectly and has delivered us with some bearishness. So price has just tapped into this zone and then we've seen bearishness moving forward. We have now seen this low break in the creation of a new lower low. So with that being said, we have a high set, a low set, a lower high set, a lower low set. I'm now wanting to see this bearishness continue moving forward. So what I've gone ahead and done is highlighted another fractal supply zone that I believe price could trail up into before more supply is introduced, which in theory should flip that supply and demand balance, and we should see price continue trading us lower. I do want to see this market trade us lower longer term, which means we can look to get involved in short positions. So it'll just be a case of seeing price trail up, tap us into this area of supply, deliver us with some bearish structure, a break of structure to present itself that will confirm further bearishness, and then that's when we can look to get introduced into this market. A break of structure confirms longer term bearishness, as it tells us that the correction that was taking us into this supply zone has finished and the next trend taking us lower is underway. Now the reason why that next trend is taking us lower is because we've gone from bullishness to bearishness, and this happens when we are delivered with breaks of structure. So what I want you guys to do now is pause the video after I've highlighted this zone for you all, apply it to your own charts, wait for price to tap and penetrate this zone, and then look to get involved in this market, assuming you are delivered with that confirmation. So you'll see here that I have put the increments, apply them to your own charts, wait for the confirmation, and get involved in this market. Now heading over to the NZD CAD market, we are looking at this chart on the 30-minute time frames. You'll notice how price has recently penetrated a higher time frame supply zone that delivered us with bearishness or temporary bearishness. Price then went on to tap into this fractal demand zone here, which delivered us with some temporary bullishness, taking us back to the upside. We then saw that price swept this zone for the second time, introducing more supply into this market, which did in fact flip the supply and demand balance yet again, as we have seen a new bearish leg taking us lower, breaking the previous low that was set. So that in itself is a break of structure. We were, however, in a bullish phase, delivering us with higher highs and higher lows. This was the last structural low within this bullish structure, as it went on to set a high that was higher than the rest. That high, however, has gone on to break the previous structural protected low, which tells us that we are no longer following bullish structure on the higher time frames, but we are now in fact following bearishness. So after being delivered with that confirmation, what we want to do then is look at the impulsive wave that broke the structure to find any unmitigated last buy to sell regions. In doing so, we can expect that price may trade into these zones, deliver us with the supply we want in order to flip that supply and demand balance yet again, putting in that next wave. Now, by getting involved in these zones and areas that we highlight, we are able to get refined entries with better risk reward ratios, which mean that we can walk away with increased potential profits in terms of percentages. So again, what I'm going to do is highlight this zone out for you all, pause the video, mark it out for yourself on the 30-minute time frames, wait for price to penetrate, look for rejection to the downside, breaks your structure to be delivered. This would confirm bearishness moving forward, and then we can look to get involved in those sell positions. Now, just to show you guys a little example of what I believe the markets will do, we can expect price to continue pulling back, putting in that temporary bullishness, for highs and lows to be set, price to penetrate this zone, supply to then be introduced. That is going to give us the confirmation that price is no longer following bullishness and we are now within that next bearish leg. We'll be delivered with a break of structure as this low here comes lower than the last. And as we know, in bullish structure, the lows are protected and the highs aren't. So when we are no longer following those laws and we are actually following the laws of bearishness, which are a break in the lows and the highs are protected, that's when we have the confirmation to get involved in those sell positions. Price will then pull back into a fractal supply zone that we'll find from the initial impulsive wave that broke the structure or the structural low. And then we can expect bearishness moving forward. So we will look to get involved in this pullback here after we are delivered with that break of structure initially. And that is what our position may look like in the coming days. So again, I am bearish in this market and I do want to see bearishness longer term in this market. Now, when it comes to set and take profits and our stop losses for our sell positions, I would probably set my take profit just above this structural low here, as it is guaranteed that our take profit can be achieved if we are following bearishness longer term. We can expect that this low to be broken to create a lower low, because as we know, in bearish structure, we have the production of lower highs and lower lows. So this low in theory should break for us to go on to create a new lower low. Now, when it comes to placing our stop loss, I'll probably set it just a few pips above this zone, just to give our trade room to breathe. And realistically, once price taps into this, we should have that introduction of supply, which should just push price lower. Okay, now moving over to the Euro USD market. This market is definitely within a bullish corrective wave. I do want to see price trade us into this as an extreme higher time frame thing. Once price does penetrate this zone, I am expecting this whole trend here, this whole current bullish trend, to completely finish, and for price to then go on to set a new higher time frame bearish leg, taking us lower, just like this here. So that is our longer term target. We want to see price penetrate the zone where we can look to get involved in those short positions. But before then, we can definitely look to get involved in fractal buys and fractal sells whilst price trades us up and into this zone here. So if we just zoom in and look at price, we are now on the 4-hour time frames. We can see that price is breaking these lows that should be considered protected within bullishness, and we are having the production of lower highs. So price is within a corrective phase within a higher time frame correction. So what we want to see is price continue pulling back to tap us into maybe this demand zone here, or price could in fact dig deeper, tapping us into this demand zone, where we can then expect demand to be introduced and for price to go on to put that next fractal impulsive wave, taking us higher and hopefully up and into this higher time frame supply zone here. So I've highlighted these two zones out. So if you want to pause the video, mark this as a potential area to buy from, and also this as a potential area to buy from. Now, whilst we're obviously within a bearish trend on the fractal nature of this market, what I've gone ahead and done is highlighted a supply zone for price to pull back into before delivering us with further bearishness. So what I'm going to do for you all now is just mark this out as a potential area that we can sell from, as I do believe price will pull back up and into this before trading us into one of two demand zones that I've got highlighted out for you all. So as you can see, I've highlighted this out for you all. If you want to go on to the 1 hour time frames and highlight this out for yourself, it is this last buy to sell region where we have inefficiency left below as well. So just to give you all a better understanding and a better picture of how I believe price is going to play out over the next few weeks and months. Let me just draw a path out for you all. So I am expecting price to pull back and tap us into this, for supply to then be introduced so we can look to then get involved in sell positions. For price to then trade us into one of two demand zones. So let's just say price does trade us into this demand zone. Enough demand is then introduced to take price higher. I'm then wanting to see price trade us all the way up and into this higher time frame supply zone, where I am then expecting a lot of supply to be introduced, which will then encourage price to go on to set a new bearish leg, taking us lower. So by understanding the overall structure of the market and then understanding the fractal nature of these markets, we are able to get involved in both higher time frame trades as well as lower time frame trades. So as you can see here, we could look to go short from this supply zone here, this fractal supply zone, trade price all the way down and into this higher time frame demand zone, where we can then expect demand to be introduced for the trend to flip, where we can then look to go long. So we can place again our stop loss below this zone. Our take profit could be set all the way up and into this higher time frame supply zone here, where I am then expecting price to go short. As you can see, we would get involved in a position like so, trade price all the way down and into this demand zone here, where then we can then expect price to probably go long yet again, taking us higher and up and into this market. So as you can see, we can get involved in multiple positions just by understanding structure within the market and also understanding the prevailed trend within this market here. Okay, to conclude on this Sunday sessions video, I'm going to go over the XAU USD market now. As you can see, we had the penetration of a higher time frame supply zone. We were delivered with bearishness. I highlighted this as a potential area we can get involved from. We did get involved in some temporary bearishness here. We saw price then trade us higher, come to sweep this last buy to sell region. We have since been delivered with further bearishness, and I'm expecting this to continue longer term here. Now, there was quite a bit of controversy with my analysis on the XAU USD market, as a lot of people seem to believe that this market wasn't going to go bearish and we were going to see a continuation in bullishness. However, my predictions have been correct as of now, and I don't see them going wrong anytime soon. I am wanting to see this bearishness continue, trading us lower before grabbing more demand lower down in this market, where I am then expecting all of these highs to be exceeded. But until then, I am wanting to see price pull back, delivering us with further bearishness, so we can continue to get involved in those short positions. When it comes to looking for trades this coming week in this market, we can see how price has come to tap into this whole last buy to sell region here, and it's difficult to say whether we are going to see price continue trading us up and into this to clear any imbalances. But looking on this market, there isn't much that I can see that has been left unmitigated. There may be some potential orders here that need to be cleared. So it'll be interesting to see if price wants to trade us into this before trading goes lower. But ultimately, I am just looking to go short in this market. I had a lot of clients last week in the VIP chat that made some great returns from this market by following the bearish trend and by following the idea of going short in this market. As overall, that's what we have been delivered with. So if you are looking to get involved in the XAU USD market this week, I would recommend looking to go short, just finding areas of supply, being delivered with all pieces of confirmation that you need in order to enter, and then jumping on board. Now, that is going to summarize this Sunday sessions video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have done, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. All the support you guys provide is very much appreciated. We are forever growing, and I am very grateful for that. As I said to you earlier, if you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comments below. I will be creating a new case study in the coming days, and I'll be uploading that on Wednesday. And if you aren't involved in the VIP chat, get yourself involved. Links will be in the description. Now, with all that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.